Hello, welcome to Inside. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Van
And we're
Atta.
on fire with excitement about this particular episode, and we have a book with us all about the fire department as it was then.
And we have an amazing guest today.
We do. We have Kylie Pine. She is the curator and collections manager of the Willamette Heritage Center. And I understand, Kylie, that you're hosting the Salem Fire Foundation's celebration with the help of Sarah Merrick here. She is a trainer, the fire department's trainer, EMS trainer. Thank you for joining us. And who's our other guest?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, it looks almost like
taking up the whole
an
room.
ancient magic book.
This is a map book that shows the footprints of the streets and buildings from the time period that would allow the companies to show up onto where there was a fire. They could find where they were going quickly and know what the footprint of the building looked like at the time.
So there's no phones, obviously. It's not like you could pop open your cell phone and call 911 and do those kind of things. They'd actually go to this book.
They knew the street names and were able to find their ways into the different buildings. And
how did they communicate at that time?
Via radio.
Just the radio. Okay.
Yeah.
So they said drive down the street and there's where the house is.
They would have somebody sit in the actual fire station as the dispatch before we had formalized dispatch. Sometimes they would come across a ticker tape, depending on the era.
Oh my goodness.
But they'd be able to find the address they needed to go to.
How interesting.
Well, in the early days, they didn't have radio. What did they use to find out about the fire?
That's a good question. Word of mouth.
A lot of
probably.
yelling. Yelling, sending a runner.
There used to be-
Once somebody spotted smoke, fire,
You're right.
set off bells and
Oh my
yeah,
God.
like the
so
old
alarm
firehouse.
bells.
And what kind of things will citizens be able to see when they head out to Willamette Heritage Center?
We're very excited to be partnering with the fire department, which I don't know if you know this. This is something I learned just recently on my ride around to the different stations. But there are museums at almost every one of the firehouses.
Of the 4 newer stations we built, there is a dedicated section for some of our older equipment and pictures and helmets and uniforms hang there. And so we're excited to take a little bit of each and
draw them all together for this great collection.
to kind of help celebrate the service that the Salem Fire Department's been able to provide for its
What kinds
citizens.
of things will they be able to find? Because I know a lot of people are going to say, what did they wear? What did they use? Will you have things for them to look at and oogle?
Absolutely, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
What are some of the biggest changes that have happened since that you've just noticed looking at the uniforms as they've gone? Or
The protective equipment we wear. So it went from leather helmets and heavy jackets to now we have, and so originally it was just the jackets and helmets. Then the jackets got a little longer. We had boots that they call them day boots that you would fold up your legs to help protect going into the fire. And now we wear a fully we have pants, a jacket, hoods, our breathing packs, and helmets to where you can't even hardly see any of us in there.
Oh, wow.
To protect us from the heat
Sure.
and fire.
You're a trainer, so obviously the training has changed. What was it like for people back then? Do you know anything about being trained to be a firefighter?
It was all on the job training.
Oh.
Back in the
Yeah.
in the early days, there weren't formalized academies. It was, can you do the job? Go climb the ladder. This is how we pull the hose. And so a lot of it was literally jump on the truck and you're going to learn as we go, kid.
Yeah.
So these days we have at least a 6 to 8 week academy. And way more stipulations that people have to, you actually have to have your basic firefighter to even go into a house fire. Back then, you just went. You didn't wear air packs. That's why you see a lot of the firefighters back in the day had the thick mustaches and beards. That's what they breathed, help filter the smoke.
I never
didn't
thought
know
of
that
that.
either.
I
Yeah.
never thought of that. Ingenious.
And so, yeah, there's been a lot of changes over the years. Now we don't allow very much facial hair because it affects the seal of our masks for the air. So, yeah, lots of changes.
So Kylie, what else would we be seeing over at the center?
Well, we're hoping to dip into some of the collections at the museum as well. We have a really large photographic collection, so we'll be able to pull out some photos, very old and some maybe not as old. So we're hoping people might help us with some of the identification in that too, if they recognize individuals
Okay.
in the.
So you can be your own sleuth when you
That's
head over
right.
and
That's
try to
right.
ID some. So if you have, so if any of our viewers have family members who are in volunteer fire service, they may be able to recognize a relative and make sure to let someone over at the center know.
We'll
So
definitely have have little cards that people can fill out and comment.
And you know, kids are going to
information.
love this too. What do you
Yeah,
think
great.
will be very attractive to children?
Man,
The whole thing.
planes, the pumps. I mean, things that firefighters are heroes in a lot
They are
of
indeed.
ways, and being able to see this and look up to the folks, I think is going to be an exciting opportunity for
And that's
families.
true. Don't they also have at the fire departments people coming in, and do they do tours at the actual fire stations in your neighborhood?
Absolutely. We always welcome during the daytime hours. If you've never been to the fire station, come knock on the door. We love to show you our apparatus, our stations, how we live, what the inside of the trucks look like. Because the more interest we can spark in this profession, the better. We like our people to know how we serve them.
I've seen people go to our neighborhood fire department and drop off cookies just to do it. Really, just to do it. I mean, I think that's beautiful. So
The
100
firefighters never mind.
But you know, it's wonderful because 160-year history is. How does that stack up? That's a long time to have a fire department, isn't it?
It's a very long time.
It's probably one of
probably
our
one of the
oldest
oldest.
community organizations.
Absolutely.
Completely.
Absolutely. So for this exhibit and for all the other wonderful things that are going on at Willamette Heritage Center, where can folks go to get that information?
Definitely. I would check out our website at www.willametteheritage.org or stop on by.
.org. And I
downtown.
know Salem Fire Foundation. You can go to salemfirefoundation.org, and we'll have information about that. And of course, always the Salem Fire Department, which is cityofsalem.net. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So,
And we'll be there.
I'll definitely
I'm
be there,
going. Are you
so-
kidding? I love the idea. Thank you so much.
Great.
And thank you so much for joining us today on Insight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Van Natta, and we'll see you next time.